What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know who I am, hi, my name is Miguel and I'm sharing my journey to a $100,000 dividend investment portfolio here on YouTube with y'all. And hopefully I'm being very helpful along the way for y'all. And in today's video I wanted to sit down and talk about my plans for buying a house in the next couple of months here. I think it's pretty interesting, at least from my perspective, because I am 23 years old, I'm still in school, and I want to start the home buying process early. I have been aggressively saving my money as well as putting it into the stock market for the past year, so I can make this dream possible by the time I'm 24 years old. But before we get into all that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on my video, it helps out my channel so much. Comment if you have any tips for me. I am a first time home buyer. Now without any further ado, let's roll the intro. Now as always, I go over my portfolio value for the week, and I go over the buys that I did do for this week to give you all some insight to what I'm buying on a weekly basis and how my portfolio is sitting on a weekly basis. So as we can see right now on the day, the market is still open. My portfolio is sitting at $12,285.62. On the day, I am up $13 or about 0.11%. On the week, I am up $77 or about 0.63%. On the month, I am down $64.12 or about 0.52%. On the 3 months, I am up $226 or about 1.6%. And then on the year, I'm up $1,439 or about 13.27%. And then the year is going to be the same as all the time because I have been investing for about a year now. But as we can see, the past couple of months have been pretty rough for my portfolio, and this last month specifically has been really rough. I'm sure all of y'all are feeling these effects on your portfolios as well, but at the end of the day, the reason I am not scared of this is because I am a dividend investor. At the end of the day, time in the market is always going to beat trying to time the market, and regardless of my stocks that I'm holding going down, I am still going to get paid dividends from these stocks, and I am going to continue to buy the dip dollar cost average into my holdings to give me more dividends at a cheaper price, ultimately getting to my $100,000 goal faster. And then as far as the buys that I did for this week, my first purchase was buying Hormel Foods. I bought one share of Hormel Foods at an average cost of $41.15. And then now hopping into Hormel Foods, I now have 17.19 shares at an average cost of $45.95. I am down overall $74 or about 9%. They are still dividend aristocrats, which means they have been paying and increasing their dividends for the past 25 plus years. So I am not worried about this company at all. They have all the incentive in the world to continue to pay a dividend. And I'm just going to continue to dollar cost average in, but I am going to taper off at about 20 shares, so that way in my consumer discretionary sector of my portfolio, I'm not too oversaturated with Hormel Foods. The second purchase that I did this week was buying Verizon. I bought one share of Verizon at an average cost of $54.41. Now hopping into Verizon, I now have 15 shares at an average cost of $56.90. I am down overall about $52 or about 6% with Verizon. Now with Verizon, I do believe that they are going to go up, so I just bought one more share while they were down pretty low this last week. They do have a solid 5% dividend yield. Verizon only has to continue to pay and increase their dividends for the next 11 years to become dividend aristocrats. So I do believe in holding Verizon long term. I believe they're one of the leaders in the communication sector, so I am just going to continue to dollar cost average into Verizon. They pay a solid dividend and they are pretty inexpensive, and I do believe in holding them long term. And then the third and final purchase that I did do this week was buying AG&C. I bought $11.64 worth of AG&C, and that gave me 0.72 shares at an average cost of $16.08 per share. And then hopping into AG&C, I now have 14.5 shares at an average cost of $15.31. I am up overall about $11 or about 5%. AG&C is a monthly paying REIT that honestly I don't know why I bought more of this week. I just had a feeling I should buy more of it. But with all of the news circulating around Evergrande, we'll go over that more in the next section. But with all the news surrounding REITs and real estate, and how it's potentially going to go down in the next couple of months, I figured this is going to be the last chance that I can buy some AG&C before it potentially shoots down. Also, now that we got the weekly portfolio update out of the way, we can discuss how I'm going to be able to purchase a home by the time I'm 24 years old in this particular market. So before I go into depth on how I plan on owning a home by the time I'm 24 years old, which is in a couple of months, you should really understand what's going on right now with the economy. Not only did the Evergrande situation happen with China, which I did go over that in my last video titled The Market Dip, I'll probably link it in one of the corners. But in that video I discussed how Evergrande, no matter what happens with them, even though they are a Chinese company, it's gonna affect us here in the States because they were such a big company and they did default on $300 million. So regardless of anything else that happens, that is going to affect the real estate market here, which is not the best news for existing home buyers, but for first-time home buyers, it could possibly be good for us. The second thing to think about is that on October 18th, if the US Congress decides to do nothing about the US debt, the federal government is going to shut down for a period of time. Now this is going to affect everything from real estate all the way to the stock market, but who knows what's going to happen then. Regardless, the real estate market is going to be affected in the next couple of months here. So now that we understand what's going on in the economy today here in the US, I can tell you what kind of purchase I want to make for my first time house. In an ideal world, I buy a duplex, which here in Southern California are going anywhere from $500,000 all the way up to $700,000. In a decent neighborhood, what I'm thinking is near my alma mater, because I am in a fraternity and I could possibly make it a house for my fraternity. Obviously, with parties and stuff like that happening, it wouldn't be the most ideal situation, but I would have guys that know me and respect me and would take care of the house, and essentially I would always have someone in that house renting it out all the time. So in my head, a duplex would be perfect for me. If not a duplex, possibly a 2 to 3 bedroom house with a detached garage. So that way when I buy it, I can renovate the garage to be a 1-bedroom studio, which I could live in and then rent out the front house. Either way, I'm looking for a situation to be able to live as well as rent out the property. That is just what makes the most sense for me, especially after I get out of my master's program and I'm going to have to start paying back my student loans. So those are the kind of homes that I'm going to be looking for in the next couple of months here. Now, how I plan on affording this is through a FHA loan. If you have no idea what a FHA loan is, basically it allows you to put down about 3.5% of the house and the bank is going to loan you the rest. But there are a few requirements to be able to get an FHA loan. You have to have a credit score of above 580, which is going to get you that 3.5% down. Or if you have a credit score between 500 and 579, you're going to have to put 10% down. You do have to show steady passive income from a job for the past 2 years, and this property that you buy using the FHA loan also has to be your primary residence. There are also a couple of first-time home buyer grants here in California that will allow you to get anywhere from $15,000 all the way up to $25,000. Just doing a little bit of research right here, I probably qualify anywhere from $20,000 to $25,000 just because of my current situation, but it varies from state to state. But the good news is the federal one is at least $15,000, which if you play your cards right on a $500,000 house, that is about 3.5%. But with the grants as well as the FHA loan, this has to be your primary residence for the next 4 years. If it's not your primary residence for the next 4 years, you are going to have to pay taxes on that grant that you get. So for me personally, I just plan on buying this property and actually living in it for the next 4 years. Just so I don't have to pay taxes on it, just so I can manage the property for myself, and so I can get the experience of buying my first property and living in it, as well as renting it out at the same time. So through an FHA loan, as well as the federal grants that are given for first-time home buyers, that is how I'm going to plan on buying my first home here in Southern California. It is tentative. I know a lot of crazy things happen. I know the real estate market has yet to be hit. So for me personally, it is just a bit of a waiting game right now. But regardless, I do plan on seeing myself in a property anywhere from this November to next February. Comment if I missed anything down below, or if you've already bought a property through any of the means that I've talked about already. I would love to get more feedback from y'all if you are experienced in this. But don't forget to like the video, it helps out my channel so much. And subscribe to the channel if you have not already. But that's all that I have for y'all this week. I will catch y'all next week.